Hello Dikanza people, I'm your hostess and the bridge builder between Angola and the Western world. This time I want to tell you about the Angolan dance schools and the systems that they have that are quite different from ours. I was inspired to do this because I actually had a dream last night where I was back in Angola and it wasn't exactly one of the places I visited, but it could have been like a dance school in Benguela. So how are they? Well, most of them are not indoors because the weather, of course, is different. So sometimes there are dance schools that have indoor rooms, but oftentimes they're outdoors in some place where they have even ground or flooring to dance on. Could be a part of a sports complex or any open space where they can do the classes and they can bring the speakers for the music, which of course is played really loud because Angolans love to live loud and the music is blasting. That's one of the differences. I quite like that, being outdoors with, sky above you and dancing and oftentimes you see the other activities around you. Another difference is that they don't divide people into different levels and different classes like we usually do in the West. It's quite an immersive experience if you're an Angolan and you want to go to a dance school to learn to dance. It's a serious undertaking because it's several nights a week. They pay the monthly fee and then there may be classes 2, 3, 4, several nights a week. And they can go to all of the classes and they are actually expected to go to all of the classes. And regardless of whether they're like total beginner or if they've been dancing a longer time and are just improving their skills with some good teachers, they're all in the same classes usually. And quite often it's built in a way that to facilitate for all these different students, they have several teachers. There could be one teacher having a group of people who are just learning the first fundamentals and basic steps. There's another teacher who is taking a group of people who have come a little bit further on the way. And there's a third one who is doing some more technical or demanding stuff. But in the end of the class, they all come together and all dance with each other, like they have a practica and everybody dances with everybody. Which to me, this system is really, I think, remarkable because first of all, it takes away all the divisions and it takes away the stigma of, you're a beginner, you're medium, blah, 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 whatever you think you are. And everybody's dancing with everybody because I like this for several reasons. First of all, we are all together at parties, right? And so even in the dance schools, when they still have the teachers with them in this practica and they can still check that they learned something that they wanted to learn, they are practicing with partners from any level. And this is beneficial for the newbies with less experience to dance with someone who actually knows what they're doing, and also really beneficial for the more experienced dancers to dance with a partner who knows less, because that gives them the chance to really test if they learned, if they can make this dance work. And I think what I always try to tell my students is that when they're at a party dancing with some partner at whatever level, always the one with more experience has to kind of meet the less experienced one at their level. This is the only way to make the dance comfortable for both. And I think this is the point of dancing, that we enjoy that moment. If it's 3 minutes of your life, make it as pleasant as it can be for the both of you. And if you're the less experienced partner, enjoy the ride. You're learning something and you're having fun with an experienced partner. And if you are the more experienced one, well, your challenge is making this encouraging and inviting for the one who you're dancing with to make them feel successful, so that they want to keep on dancing and want to keep on growing. I think dancing is in a very high degree, it's a personal development thing because you can't help but develop as a person when you dance. The teachers oftentimes teach with methods that are quite different from ours in Europe. But as I often speak about the context, we have to remember that context is everything, because the student material also is very different from what we have in Europe. Angolans have grown up with this music, first of all, so they have an understanding already. They have, oftentimes I find that they have much better physical skills to begin with, because most of them have been physically active. They have danced something, because they are a dancing nation. You know, everybody dances kuduro or Afro house or something. And then just learning a partner dance is the next step. But they tend to have a better body control, better posture to begin with. So teaching this type of student gives a different starting point for a teacher, which we have to also understand. Then their teachers' challenges are different from ours. But I would not compare. Sometimes I hear comparisons from Western teachers that or dancers that are quite unfair, because it's not better or worse, it's different. And to me, this system that I've witnessed, it's very inspiring. And I hope that if I ever open a dance school again after the pandemic, I hope that I could work in this way, or at least something similar to that I could bring together all the students of the school every time, and maybe have assistant teachers working with different levels of people with different needs. Some want to, some take more time and some develop more quickly, so they wouldn't have to wait for the next term to start on the next level, but they can move on or stay with some group exactly as long as they need. I think this is a brilliant system. And generally, one thing that I find is, I found one Angolan teacher who actually does similar purely technical exercises that I do in my classes to teach the fundamentals, like controlling the distance, or doing movements in symmetry, left side, right side, these kind of things to really give you the body control. One thing that I find is missing is the same thing that is missing in all the Western dance schools, with some exceptions: teaching women. And this is the part that I really want to work with. Women are often told just to follow, or they're taught the steps that the guys are making, and then women just kind of walk through the steps without any difficulty, and then the men never know if they actually lead those steps or if women just do them by the rote. So teaching women is something that I've been doing those times that I've been invited to teach in Angola. I'm really blessed that I've had that chance, but I like to work with women as well, because they're talented and they learn easily. But there are some things that also the Angolan women need to know from a teacher. They are participating in the class just equally as the men, and they're paying the same price, so they should be given the same level of teaching, in my opinion. And that's the thing that I find missing in Angola and in Europe as well. So that's a similarity. Other than that, I think the way of working there is it's hilarious in some ways, because really they love the music loud, so they just blast the music through the whole class without breaks. It's just playing all the time, and they don't change it to match the exercise that they're doing in that moment. They just play the music, and the students will adapt themselves to the music that is playing. And there's a difference that, for example, I do in my beginner classes. I try to choose music that is really simple and has a strong beat that makes finding the rhythm easy to the ones who are not used to it, because we don't have the same musical education in this regard as they have. We weren't raised with this kind of music. So I would choose different types of music for beginners, and I would choose different type of music for those who have already danced a longer time and they need more of a musical challenge. But they just have the music playing all the time, and it's loud, and they're all just going for it. And I think it's just marvelous to watch. Just watching their classes it's really inspiring is the word I would use. Well, to me as a teacher, it's inspiring. Also fun to participate. I hope you get a chance to experience that one day. If we still organize groups to Angola, then you're welcome to join us. I'll keep you posted. But if not, there are plenty of other groups, hopefully, that continue going after the pandemic, and you can go and experience it for yourself, because it's a different world. Yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. That's what I had in my dream, and it was so much fun. And yeah, if you have any questions or you want to reach out, find my Facebook group. It's Dikanza by Kirsi Vansol. It's in my in the YouTube. You find it here, the address to that, and you can send me a message anytime, and I'm happy to help. And yeah, let's stay in touch, and happy dancings.